continuing education and the personal development and spiritual development world. So when I think of continuing education, I think of a profession that has continuing education as a requirement to continue developing your profession, developing your career, developing your skills, learning new techniques, tips, modalities, refreshing what you may already know, but just hearing it in a new way or in a new light or from a new perspective, going deeper into certain topics, into certain specialties, and continuing to educate, continuing to learn, continuing to grow and fine-tune, hone, and master certain areas or even new areas that you're curious about, that you're interested in, that are lighting you up, that you are drawn to, right? So when it comes to a career or profession, it's easy for people to be like, oh yeah, I need to keep up with this certification or this licensure or these, set of regulations. And it's a no-brainer, right? It's like, oh yeah, this is just the quote unquote norm. This is what's expected. This is what's required. It's just part of me continuing on as part of this profession and part of this career so that I am doing the best that I can and serving the people that I'm here to serve and the role that I'm here to serve them to the best of my ability year after year after year, right? So when I was thinking about that, I was also thinking about life and how we so often think of, we go to school and we graduate high school and then maybe we go to college and we graduate college and we think that our education is then over in the sense of now we are in life and doing life and we're adulting, so we should know how to navigate. We should know what the fuck we're doing. We are grown-ups now and we don't need to be taught anything about life, or we know it all now because we're adults and we've grown up and no longer need parenting and that kind of stuff, right? Because we're independent, we're on our own, we're out of the nest doing our own thing. And when I was thinking about these two connections of continuing education and how it's just required, expected, and totally natural for people to continue on, why is there not so much awareness around continuing to develop personally in your life as you continue growing up in your life after college? It's like all of a sudden you're supposed to know everything about life and how to live it to your best capacity and navigate forever until you're, late 80s, early 90s, if you're blessed, into your hundreds, right? Living a beautiful, long, healthy life. And from your mid-20s until that time, there is so much more that you are experiencing in real life. You're not just in a structured, diplomatic environment, right? You're on your own. And you've got all that you've learned up until that point with you, or all the belief systems that you've been taught up until that point by others. And what happens is that you then take all of that external information and external buildup and external stimulus, And here you are trying to be your own independent, beautiful human. And most of us don't know yet or discover yet or go exploring to find out that our truths of who we are, what we are like as individuals, what makes us unique, what are our strengths and our skills and our own unique ways of doing things. And maybe there's a lot that we need to unlearn after all of that external learning. There's a lot that we then need to unlearn and relearn that will fully support us as we move forward into the next phases and seasons of our lives as independent adults, as essentially rebirthed into the world, right? And when I think of personal and spiritual development and education and learning and working with coaches and taking classes and courses and going through programs and all of these things that getting readings from people and just exploring the spiritual and personal development worlds, when I think of that, what came to me was, why is this not standard? Why is this not talked about more? Why is this not explored more? Why are people not exposed to more of this at a younger age? We think that we just get out of college and then we're supposed to know it all and we're set up for the rest of our lives. And that's just not true. The learning does not end. We are here to grow, and we are here to learn, and we are here to expand, and we are here to continue evolving in ourselves as ourselves throughout our entire life. Your life doesn't end when you get out of college. You're not just done schooling and then you work and then you die. Like, that is not what we are here for. We are not here to go through these mile markers and that's it, right? You go to school, you go to college, you graduate, you get a job. In 45 years from then, you retire and then you enjoy your life. Like, we are missing so much of life throughout that time period when we're not present and we're not taught to develop ourselves personally and professionally. Personally and spiritually throughout that time frame that we are growing and evolving into ourselves and into powerful identities of ourselves throughout the latter part of our lives. We, I believe, come even more fully alive and online within ourselves, right? After our mid-20s, our mid-20s to mid-30s, we are coming online and alive within ourselves. It is such a prime time. And after 35 to 45, 45 to 55, 55 to 65. These are all prime time years for living. And in order to explore and live and be in the most fulfilling life and enjoying the journey in your day-to-day and in your life throughout all of those days, weeks, months, and years, there is so much that we can tap into and experience. And far too often, we're just racing to the finish line. Get me to the next week, get me to the next month, get me to the next year, get me to retirement, Get me to the end so I can enjoy it all. No, that is not the way. The way is learning and unlearning and remembering that we are here to experience the fullness of our life through living it fully in our moments and in our days and in our breaths. And when you learn that personal and spiritual development helps you to do that and shows you the way and teaches you the way and guides you and gives you the direction every step of your evolution throughout the years of your life, you then understand, feel, and see how important it is to explore the realms of personal and spiritual development regularly as part of your life and lifestyle, as part of living, creating, and designing the most fulfilling, epic life experience. Not just down the road, now. Now. And it is time that we see how important it is for us to unlearn, relearn, develop, and evolve personally and professionally so that each of us is able, capable, willing, and being better and better and better versions of ourselves each and every day. More and more and more joy, more and more light and love, more and more fulfillment through the healing, through the unlearning process, through the development and the discovery, through the learning and the guidance, through the activations, through the intentional, conscious, co-creative energy and force of life that moves through us. Tapping into that potential 1% more each day is a miracle. You are here to evolve and grow and to continue educating yourself on yourself for your life, not just for a credential, not just for a license, not just for a certification, not just to keep your career and profession going. For you and your life. It is imperative that we each understand the power within ourselves. And in order to understand the power within ourselves, we must first learn and then unlock it, unleash it, and use it for good in this world. That's why we are here. We are here to evolve and grow and continue transforming into the best versions of ourselves. You are here to live your most miraculous, abundant, prosperous, joy-filled, loving life.